You've got to understand that obstacles can be stepping stones to achievement. You ever get that email chain, or you've seen it on Facebook maybe, who was this person? Ran for Congress and lost, ran for this, lost, ran for that, lost, had a nervous breakdown, wife left him, dog died, house burnt down. It's like, 20 things in a row, and then of course you find out it's Abraham Lincoln. A similar kind of thing with Walt Disney, of course, who went bankrupt many, many times before reaching success he did with Disneyland and Disney World and the studio and all that. And I want to talk about that this week, about overcoming failure. And I'm really, really qualified to talk about that because I have failed so many times. And I think, it's funny, when Steve Jobs passed away recently, and you saw the same thing. Here's a guy born out of wedlock and didn't go to school, didn't have a college degree, was thrown out of his company. And then look at what a difference he made in the end, and how many lives he touched in the world. And when I look at my life, and I look at the things I have been through, which is, first business failing, second business failing, third business failing, fourth business failing, fifth business failing, business seized by the IRS and auctioned off for taxes, getting shot in a robbery, think of all these failures which I have had, all these traumatic experiences. And of course, you've heard me say before, I wouldn't change anything in my life. Because I have used obstacles and challenges and failures and setbacks to move forward. And you can do the same thing, but there's just a couple of things you got to keep in mind. First is you've got to understand that obstacles can be stepping stones to achievement. They can allow you to develop the strength of character, gain new skills, make changes in your course. So if you recognize them as wake-up calls and learn what you need to learn, which is really the second thing I'd say, is you just learn what the lesson the universe is trying to tell you. Otherwise, it's going to send it to you again and again and again, like I had to get it many, many times until I finally was like, maybe I could just learn this lesson and I can move on to the next course. So look for that, look for the lesson. And finally, refuse to lose. You just recognize that failure is part of the success process. We test and track and modify and change and we move forward. But if you don't give up, you can always win. So please, thanks for being around, joining me every week. I hope you share this with people you know, hit the subscribe button, and just make that mantra to yourself: refuse to lose.